We have this plate called sudado, which it's the fish. It's kind of like I don't want to say it's a soup, but you put the fish with tomato, potato, onion, and sometimes white wine.
Wagwan, everybody. Welcome to Rum Earth, where we will be keeping the culture alive, one meal at a time. Today, we will be featuring the essence of Peru. Put your hands together and help me welcome Chef Babe. Woo!
Hi.
Welcome to Rum Earth.
Thank you.
Where we will be keeping the culture alive, one meal at a
time.
time. What will you be preparing for us today?
So today I'll be preparing arroz tapado, which is very comfort food, very family lunch. Translated is basically covered rice, but you're gonna understand once you see the presentation.
The ingredients are red onion, garlic, tomato, tomato paste, tomato sauce, Amarillo yellow chili pepper, non-spicy, cumin, green plantain, soy sauce, flat steak, cilantro optional, panca pepper optional, vegetable oil, salt, black pepper, egg, and rice.
Who taught you how to cook this meal?
So this meal actually is very popular in Peru. It's very one of the staples, like I said, Peruvian lunch is very like family lunch dinner. I learned how to cook when I was like 18, around there, because I didn't cook much of the meals in my home. But then I wanted to study culinary arts, which I did. So I think you're gonna enjoy it.
One of my favorite meals is curry goat and white rice.
I like curry.
You do?
I do.
It is so good.
Is it spicy?
You can have it spicy or you could have it mild. But in Jamaica, most people they do like it on the spicier side. It does add the flavor. It brings out everything.
The kick.
The kick. And also to get the most flavor, you have to use the ram goat, which is the male goat.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because the female is what, more tender?
It is more tender, but it's not that flavorful. You have to have your butcher to make sure it's a ram goat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have that in Peru.
Yeah.
Like it's called a mercado. Yeah. So you go there, you tell them what you want, how many pieces, they cut it right in front of you. It's very nice.
Sometimes they sell the ram goat price, but it's she goat.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You gotta be careful.
So, what are your two favorite meals?
My two favorite Peruvian meals will be my family's, it's called seco de carne, which is like a beef stew, but the base is like cilantro. So it's very green, it's very yummy. It has, we have yellow potato in Peru, so it's like buttery sensation. It's kind of like the golden here, but it's different in Peru, so that kind of gives it a little sweet taste, but not really. So it's like a buttery type of thing. And then I love my house pesto sauce. Yes, because it's different the way we do it. So we do like our sofrito. Our sofrito is only onion and garlic. And then you put, the basil, the spinach. You blanch it a little bit, which is just in the water, the spinach for a second with the basil. Then you blend that with the sofrito. And then you add queso fresco and evaporated milk. And you kind of like reduce it a little bit for a few minutes. And then that is the pesto, the Peruvian pesto from my house. Now we're gonna do the rice. So you put, you put oil, you let it heat up a little bit, and then you add the garlic. So the more garlic you add, the more flavorful the rice is gonna be. So I like to add, I think that's okay. There it is. And you let it brown. You can't let it burn, because then it just changes the whole flavor of everything.
So this is a traditional Peruvian.
This is our typical rice that we do like every day.
Wow.
Like with every food, every dish from Peru, believe it or not, most of them come with white rice. So this is how you make white rice in Peru. This is how they do it in my house. So friends, you see how it's getting a little golden right there? So don't let it burn.
It's the smell.
I know, it's so delicious. And when I do the onions and the garlic, amazing. Love it. Now we add the water. measurements, and then we cover it and let it boil. We're gonna add a little bit of oil so it doesn't stick. I'm gonna put the eggs to boil because it has boiled eggs on the mix of the meat when you put it with the rice. I'm gonna put in the meat to start frying it. We're gonna leave it like that for a second, and then we're gonna, you see? So I like to measure it here, especially with this type of stuff. I'm gonna add some salt. I want to make it salty. And then some pepper. Gives it a nice flavor. This is all gonna evaporate. Now we've added the rice. There you go. And then once that's there, this is a secret of mine. It's just a little bit, so it gives it a nice flavor. A little bit of soy sauce. And it gives it some color too.
Yeah. When you cook these meals, does it remind you of a time or a person?
Yes and no. I like to add my own spin to the dishes because of the flavors that I like and the type of cuisines that I like. I inspire on them. But also I do think of my grandpa, on my mom's side, because he loved cooking. And I grew up seeing him cooking and every time in the kitchen. And my mom will always say that his mom will always cook delicious too. And she has told me that there's certain dishes that I make that remind her of her. So to me, that's a touchdown, you know, and I never met her and my grandpa never taught me how to cook, but I will see him, you know, because it was like a whole party in the kitchen and everybody loved when he cooked. He hosted a lot of dinners, and in Peru, there's always an excuse to drink. So this is another excuse to drink when you have a family cookout and everything, and especially if the head of the family is cooking, it's special. So it reminds me a lot of my grandpa. We're gonna put the onions, and this is where you're gonna smell. Delicious. A bit. It has a little bit of cumin. That would give it like very Peruvian touch of cumin. Alright. Then we're gonna use something that this is straight from Peru. It's ají amarillo. It's not spicy, so it's just gonna give it a flavor. Yeah, very good, very nice. Right? But this is a pepper. You see, it's a yellow pepper.
Okay.
It's a yellow pepper from Peru. And then you just mix that together. You smell it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cumin, the onion, little bit of it, you mix it all together. Now we can add a little garlic. Because garlic cooks kind of faster than onions, so I don't want to burn it. Alright. We can put in the tomatoes. Alright. Let it cook, let it absorb the juices. Yeah, beautifully. We're gonna make a little hole in here. Alright. We're gonna add the paste. Just like a little spoon of it. And then sauce. I want to say maybe all of it. Why not? Let it consume. And then I'm just going to mix it. And this is basically the base of el estofado. And then when this is like boiling and kind of like more saucy, we add the meat. So everything gets together. So it absorbs all the flavors. mix the tomato with the steak. So it just sorts all those great flavors. You can add a little bit more water. So basically want everything to kind of like mix together and for it to be saucy but not saucy. Right? So it does like it stops the cooking process. And now we're just gonna cut the egg to add it to the meat. Mix. And then that is how it's gonna look. Very interesante, no?
Very interesting.
You mentioned drinking, and you know it's Rum Earth. What is a popular drink in Peru?
Traditional drink is called pisco. So actually, in my apron, there's a pisco sour recipe. So that's the typical drink from Peru. It's called pisco sour, and it's very, very good.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course, fun fact.
In Jamaica, we do a lot of dancing. We love the drums. So what instrument make Peru come alive?
So in Peru, we love salsa. That's very, believe it or not, like Cuban salsa. So it's very nice. Everybody will come alive in a party if you put salsa. But then we have the typical Peruvian music that is called festejo. So festejo is this instrument. It's like it's called cajon. So you basically sit on it and you start. So it gives it like a box type of noise. So and there's a certain dance to it. It's very typical. So that's normally you see that like our Independence Day is July 28th. And then you kind of see that very often around those dates, that type of music. And around Halloween, because we don't celebrate Halloween, we celebrate El Día de la Canción Criolla, which that basically is that type of music and all
I
that
love
stuff.
that. What do you put on the egg?
Just a little salt on the yolk and on the egg yolk. Give it some flavor. You grab the hot oil, and you put it over the yolk, so that way it cooks it faster and even. And you're gonna see how it turns kind of like whitish. I don't know if you can see it. You see how it's changing colors?
Yeah. Technique.
It's a cool technique, right? And that way, you just let it go on the sides and then the side is done. Let it rinse a little bit. From the north part of Peru, that's where my mom is from. In Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they have different dishes. So for instance, on Friday you don't eat meat, but you eat fish. And we have this dish called toyo, which is just fish with some ingredients, and you eat it with rice. Then we have another thing called majado de yuca. So it's majado de yuca, which is kind of like a mashed potato, but of yuca.
It's funny you mentioned that because in Jamaica on Saturday, growing up in my household, we normally do Saturday soup.
Okay.
So every Saturday, we always cook chicken soup or beef soup. It's always some type of soup. So even now, I'm used to
eating
soup on a Saturday,
yeah.
but you know, things are different.
It's tradition.
Yeah, it's tradition.
Yeah,
and that's
nice.
why we're keeping the culture alive.
Exactly.
One meal at a time.
I'm gonna put it here, so it's kind of like the base of it. I'm gonna put it here, depending on how much rice you want on top, because it's gonna look like a little three.
Okay.
You know, so we do this. Right. want to make it look beautiful for your plate, guys. So I'm going to do my best with this.
I think this is where they get cup rice from. We call it cup rice in Jamaica, where you put the rice in a cup and then you flip it upside down.
Yes, that's literally what I'm gonna do. Alrighty, now I'm gonna put the filling, the nice, and juicy, and perfect filling. Right? Put it all together like this. Like I said, depends on how much you want. Normally not a lot, so it doesn't like look humongous. And now we cover it with more rice. Alrighty, that should be good. Now we'll cover it like this again. Gonna cover this like this, and then we're gonna do like this. Ta-da! How many as you want, guys. It all depends. Like that. One more. There. Platanitos. Oh. Now the fried egg. Ta-da! Smooth shot, man. Finished plate. Arroz Tapado. Tami, if you do us the honors, please.
You already know I've been ready. Okay, guys, let's try it. Get some rice and some steak.
Try with the egg.
Before this hit my tongue, it's the flavor.
Yeah,
so good.
I told you. You see the egg over here?
Ooh.
So that with the rice, kind of like mix it like that. You open it.
Can you see this?
Now you do it all together.
Let me
Not for
try.
nothing. You have to try with the egg, Tami. The fried egg. Go for it.
My mouth is watering.
Right? It looks weird.
Oh my God.
But it works.
Wow.
I'm telling you. Keep going.
One of the best combination I've ever tried.
Yay!
Guys, this is the one.
The guaguan.
The one. It was so delicious.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time coming out here and sharing it with us. I felt the Peruvian culture.
Now you know. Now you know. A little trip to Peru. Just by one bite.
That's all you need.
All you need.
One meal to
at
keep
a
the culture
time.
alive.
Yeah, there you go.
Alrighty.
We go.
Cheers.
Peruvian style.
Peruvian. What is Peruvian
Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa el centro y adentro.
Let's do it again. Peruvian style.
Peruvian style. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa el centro, pa adentro.
Good stuff.
It's smooth.
So smooth.
I like it.
Oh, guys, everything was just so amazing. Big up, Chef Tami, all the way from Peru, blessing us today with that delicious meal. Guys, do remember, if you try any one of these dishes, feel free to tag Rum Earth. Closing off episode number 3. It's every Wednesday we drop a new episode here on Rum Earth. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Big up on yourself. Love all, love everyone. Bye.